The ones telling us all to, quote, trust the science, end quote, or to follow the science, are neither trusting nor following science. Scientists know for sure that the one word that best describes science is wrong. Today's ever so smart sounding science is tomorrow's wrong science. Science superseded by better, sounder science based on more and better information and observation. Don't ever listen to anyone who tells you to, quote, trust the science, end quote, or follow the science, because that person has just confessed to you that he has no idea what the whack he's talking about, and, by the way, that he's out of arguments. To the ones saying, trust the science, or follow the science, you need to stop saying that. The reason is simple. The science is always wrong. Today's ever so smart sounding science is tomorrow's wrong conclusion, or wrong supposition, or wrong assumption, or wrong conjecture. Whatever, it's wrong. I'd like to point you to a fun little video. The URL is in the description. It's a fun, uncontroversial little video, only a minute long, and it's targeted at people like me who are astronomy hobbyists. We like this kind of thing that talks about planets and their rings and Roche limits and such. This video talks about the discovery of rings around a small dwarf planet-like body at the edge of our solar system. But that's not what's important. In the video, the narrator makes this interesting little observation. Quote, "This shows there's a lot to be discovered within the solar system, and some discoveries can change our understanding of the laws of physics," end quote. Well, I'm not all that familiar with the people who put out this video, but that little declaration indicates that scientists are still not sure of the laws of physics, the laws that govern everything that is or does anything in the entire universe. And more, this casually tossed off little statement says that scientists know that they don't really know anything, that they're really trying to make the best guess possible and are hoping that with each new guess, they're getting closer to the last guess, the guess that is actually right. The irony is that even when they've made that last guess, if they ever do, they still won't know for certain that it's right. And how do we know this? A simple fact that every scientist acknowledges to this very day. All science up to today has been wrong. Nothing more than successive guesses, each one using increasing amounts of new information, and each one improving on the previous wrong guess. None of this is controversial in science. Scientists know it full well, and good scientists are very humble people, recognizing as they do how they're making a living from being wrong all the time. But being right is not the goal of science and of scientific research. The goal of scientific research is to bring together the results and information from lots and lots and lots of research to make reasonable conjectures that have as good a chance as possible of being right. Scientists never, ever, ever pretend that they're going to arrive at the truth. They never pretend that they're going to get to a point where they know everything about anything. No, they hope, rather, that they will arrive at an understanding of things that roughly comports with how things are, knowing also that they'll get vast portions of that understanding wrong. This goes for all branches of science, especially medicine. Why especially medicine? Because there's not a single human being in the history of the world that is like any other human being who's ever existed. So what you do for this person will not necessarily work for that person, and what you discover about this person will not be true of that person, even if all external circumstances and variables are the same. You can never have a population of the same kind of units on which to experiment, operate, conduct tests, and so forth. If you have 100 test patients, you have, really, 100 individual and entirely unique test populations, each with incredibly complex body chemistry and each completely different from all the others, even if they're identical twins, though this is less of a problem with identical twins. The real point, though, is simple. Anyone who says, trust the science, or follow the science, is telling you that he or she has not trusted or followed the science, because the scientists doing the science, if they're honest, will tell you that their conclusions are likely wrong, that their conclusions today will likely disappear tomorrow in favor of better conclusions based on more and better information. Trust no science. Regard all science as, one would hope, a good basis from which to find out more, to understand a bit better, a bit more, and to be a bit less wrong.